I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that while I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the court. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Starts like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
And what is up, everybody? Michael Buckhatcher here with the Man Hour. Head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the new and improved website. We got blogs, we got merchandise, and of course, we have all the breaking news over there as well. If you guys are new here, head over to youtube.com/manhour, hit that like button, and hit that subscribe button as well. Also hit the bell icons as we upload the clips there every day as well. If you guys don't know what the clips are, we take out the clips because we are a 2-hour show, so we break it down into clips. And so if you guys want to watch a certain part, like some interviews we got going on tonight, you can just simply click on those interviews and bada bing, bada boom, it's there. But the interview legend himself, Wyatt the Dog Williams.
Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. Is that what you said?
Bada bing, bada boom.
I love it. I love it.
Bada boom. Yeah.
Well, you see, I wore my Packers, Devontae Adams jersey here for Combs, but
yeah,
he's still crying about that Bears loss, so he's not here, of course. So I guess I'll have to save it for him later while he's still drying his tears up a little bit.
He actually is. He's having some PTSD flashbacks because the Bears want to hire Michael Singletary as their defensive coordinator, and we saw exactly how good a coach he was a great player, but coaching is kind of like, oh man.
An absolute all-time legend player for that 85 Bears team, but we all saw what happened in San Francisco. Not good. As a coach, you know this, Buck. You never get up on the podium and call out your players. You always say, oh, this was my bad because of the following reasons. This was my bad because of this reason, that reason. Right. You never get up there and call out your players. But he got up there and flat out called his players out.
Yeah,
they weren't happy about that.
The only time you can call your players out is if you are a coaching legend. And normally you do it behind closed doors. Like you do that in meeting rooms or film rooms or what kind of rooms that they're in. You don't do that on the podium whatsoever because that's how you lose a team. And guess what? That's how Mike Singletary lost his job. Let's be flat out honest about that. But Wyatt, we have some great interviews lined up tonight. We have Colby Burns, Indiana State basketball player. Tell me a little bit about Colby, just so the people that don't know.
Yeah, so Colby Barnes played for Floyd Central 2 years ago, and he's now at Indiana State. He is an awesome guard. He plays guard and forward, a little bit of both for the team as well. He had some clutch free throws down the stretch the other day and a nice comeback win over Loyola Chicago, who everybody knows was the tournament sleeper team, the Cinderella team, as they call them, a couple of years back. So he had a nice game against them, but yeah, he's a Floyd Central legend. He's in the 1,000-point club there at the school you coach at, Buck. Yeah, he's a great basketball player and a really good person too, and so we'll see him at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, and then we also have some other kids that are trying to transition to that Division I team there. They are here at Jeffersonville High School here in southern Indiana. Tell me a little bit about those two kids we have coming on as well.
So the first one, I'll start off with Will Lovings-Watts, a crazy athletic player. I mean, the guy can play pretty much anywhere on the court. He's going to be running point guard next year, most likely for the Red Devils. This year, he's playing the forward position. If that tells you how diverse of an athlete that he is, you can throw him anywhere and it works. He can jump out of the gymnasium. I mean, the kid literally has springs in his legs. I'm telling you right now, it is legitimately like he has springs in his legs. He's crazy athletic dunking wise, decent shooter as well, really good defensively. He is a super physical player, which at times is really good. And in those big moments when you need him, he's there physically for you. Yep. But the only draw he has is he draws a lot of fouls. But other than that, that just comes with being a super physical and athletic player. People have their eyes on you, especially the refs at all times. So they notice whenever you do stuff like that a little more often.
And I also kind of noticed that the refs in Southern Indiana always kind of attack Jeffersonville a little bit as well. Because I remember it was Jeffersonville versus Silver Creek. Was it last year or 2 years ago? The Jeffersonville's top player got basically 4 fouls in the first quarter, the game, and he sat the whole game. It had been 2 years ago because I think it was the year that, yeah.
I think it was Trey Coleman. I think I know what you're talking about. I think that was 2 years ago. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that was Trey.
Yeah,
he's out in Nevada now.
Yeah.
Number 2?
Yeah, number 2.
That might have been Jacob Jones, then I think it was Jacob Jones.
Either way, it was the best player on Jeffersonville 2 years ago, and it seems like every Jeffersonville game that I get to catch, they're always in some type of foul trouble one way or the other. So I don't know if the refs just don't like him or they are just too physical, but I mean, can you really be too physical? I don't really know, but we do have 2 great interviews lined up with those guys. The Jeffersonville kids will be on at 8:30, and then Colby Barnes will be right after that at 9 o'clock East Coast time. So if you guys are interested in that, stay around for those whatsoever. Coming up, we also have 2 Truths and a Lie, a new segment that we are going to introduce tonight. Wyatt, this is your segment too, man. So tell people a little bit about Truths and a Lie.
So the original name for it was Liar Liar that I came up with, and pretty much it's just a play on words. You have 2 truths or 2 lies, and then you have 1 truth to back it up. And basically, the 2 hosts on the show have to guess which one is the truth and separate the 2 lies away from the group. So I got a pretty good one here for you. If you guess it, you literally have to be the biggest fan of this player. Or this team, I'll say. Team player, yeah. I don't want to give it away, but it is a tough one, and you got to know exactly what you're talking about to get this one. So I didn't take it easy on you guys whatsoever.
Well, it's definitely not a Chicago Bear question because they have no good players over there whatsoever.
No.
A little pun on Holmes there. But before we get to the first break, I want to bring up a topic that has been basically – a hot topic since Sunday afternoon when Patrick Mahomes went down with apparent concussion. He was at full practice yesterday.
Yep.
Full pads. Clearly, it was it was just a walkthrough. It is a Wednesday practice. You know, they're getting their bodies acclimated back to moving around. And today was a full contact practice. Patrick Mahomes was limited today. However, he is still in concussion protocol, meaning he still has to do the 5 tests or the 5 stages and pass all the concussion protocols from an independent neurologist. With that being said, we sat here on the show, I believe it was last night, saying that it wasn't a concussion that he had. It was some type of
pinched nerve in his back.
Yeah. So obviously right now we are getting conflicting reports. Is it a concussion? Is it a neck? Is it a turf toe? Is it a sprained vagina? Who really knows at this point? But Wyatt, the way we saw Patrick Mahomes practice yesterday and today, it looks like he is going to play on Sunday 100%. Do you have any doubt in your mind that he will not play?
No, especially if he's playing right now and practicing. If he's let's see, let's bring up Tori Anderson's here.
Says spinal concussions.
Are a real thing. Yes, they are, and that could be what we're dealing with here. At this point, he could have a broken neck, and we don't know. But no, honest to God, we talked about this a lot on the show, and there's no way he doesn't play this weekend. I don't think he should play if he's not ready. Me and Combs have expressed our feelings on that a lot as well. Like, he's a franchise guy. This is somebody that the Chiefs are going to be depending on for the next 15 years. I mean, we also signed a 10-year contract for a $500 million with a B, not million, $1 billion. $500 million is what he signed that contract for. So I don't know. It's tough to me to send a guy that you put that much money under out on the field if you know there's an injury risk. But also, the team doctors for the Chiefs are pretty good because they are NFL doctors, so they do know more than I do. That's for sure.
Right.
So if they say he's good to go, then he's good to go. So I think they're going to take every single precautionary measure they can. But at the end of the day, like you say, Buck, it is a win first, a win now league. That's right. All that matters is bringing that Lombardi trophy back to your house, and they have a really good shot of it right now. So I don't know. Especially if he's full participation in practice, I don't care about concussion protocol and all that stuff. If you're full participation, tomorrow you're going to practice again, and then Sunday you're going to play. Like it's just that simple. If you're at full participation in practice. So at this point, no. I mean, there's still maybe like a 0.5% chance he doesn't play.
Mhm.
But I'm saying it's like, if this injury were to happen to a player that's this good 100 times, then it would only be one time that this caliber of a player would sit out. So
Right.
I doubt, honestly, that they'll sit him, especially, like I said, especially if he's at full practice. So it's a tough call still to this moment, because I don't want to say he's in or out yet when we really don't know. But
Right.
I would go as far to say now, if I had to put $100 on it, I would say we're going to see Patrick Mahomes on Sunday.
Yeah, and then just to add to your point there, like I have had a concussion where like I had a concussion Saturday night. Sunday I felt like complete ass. Monday I felt like complete ass. But Tuesday I was at practice. Wednesday I was at practice. Thursday I was at practice. Friday I was at practice. Full contact, full speed, yada. But then I woke up that Saturday morning and I was like puking and couldn't see straight, and like I was going through withdrawal, or like it wasn't like a withdrawal, but I felt like I got a concussion all over again. So
that's when I played for like 10 years, I think, probably maybe a little under that, but I got lucky enough where I never had a concussion, but I got my head rattled a couple of times, that's for sure. You play the game of football, that's just the stuff that's going to come with it, no matter what level that you're playing at. So it's definitely something that's in the game. It's definitely something that I'm sure Patrick Mahomes, since he's made it to the pros, I'm sure he's dealt with this before. And also the NFL doctors, they deal with this on a literal day-to-day basis. These are NFL doctors who are paid millions of dollars to come through and look over guys that are paid $500 million. That's what, like I'm saying, like, yes, they know more than me, because they're NFL doctors. I mean, you don't just throw some average Joe Schmo in there who is going to look over a guy that you just paid $500 million. That's you're not, what I mean? You're not just going to toss your normal urgent care doctor into that situation. It's going to be a person who knows what's going on, a neurologist who knows what they're talking about, who knows what is happening, and all that. So it'll come down to game time. I'm sure they're going to make it a game time decision, but Patrick Mahomes is going to play. Okay, it's that simple.
So, I guy didn't really know what a spinal contusion was, but apparently a spinal contusion occurs when the spinal cord itself is bruised, also causing inflammation and bleeding from the dedicated blood vessels near the injury site. So basically, your spinal cord is bruised, and watching that hit over and over and over, I mean, that could definitely be what it was. I mean,
that's what I thought it was, a back injury at first whenever it happened, because it didn't look like a concussion blow. Like, we see these concussions across the league. Okay, I've seen Vontaze Burfict hit guys, and especially Antonio Brown. I'll use that one for example. That was a hit. I mean, that was like getting hit by a bus. I mean, he got thumped. Okay, it was a terrible and just a horrible hit, but we all saw, okay, that was a concussion blow. That was a hit to the head. And I just thought it was odd because Patrick's wasn't really. I mean, it kind of was helmet to helmet, but it was a routine tackle helmet to helmet. That stuff just happens. So
I can tell you when I got my first concussion, where like it took me 2 weeks to really like come to and like recover. It was not a hard hit at all. Like at all. Like,
really?
I dove for the guy, just like what we saw in the end zone when Sherman hit the Bears guy going out of bounds. I mean, I didn't hit him head to head, but my helmet hit his elbow, and I landed on the ground, and I felt like I knocked the air out of myself, but I had a concussion. So the impact from my chest somehow gave me a concussion. I don't know what happened, but I was out for it was like two and a half weeks before I felt good. So only time will tell, but I do agree with you on this. I think Patrick Mahomes will play this weekend because we are in a win now league. Think about this. If the Kansas City Chiefs don't go back to back, are they going to win 5 or 6 Super Bowls in the next 10 years? I don't know, because you give Josh Allen that confidence. You never know what's really going to happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't really know what's happened, but there's so much talent on that roster, Buck. There's no way, and I know a lot of people said this about Aaron Rodgers too, but there is no way, in my opinion, that Patrick Mahomes leaves the NFL without at least 4 rings. 4 rings minimum. He is that good of a talent, I think.
Well, Only time will tell, guys. But we're going to take a quick little break. On the other side of the break, I should say, we are going to welcome Brandon Combs into the show. Grandpa just finally got back from eating supper, apparently. So we will bring him onto the show, and we're going to do Two Truths and a Lie, sponsored by somebody. But guys, we'll be right back here on the Man Hour. Welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckhuister along with Brandon Combs and Wyatt Williams himself, the interviewing god over there, as he likes to self-proclaim. And if you guys are going to miss any part of the show whatsoever, head over to manhourradio.com. We will upload the podcast version directly to the website right after the show is over. And of course, tomorrow during the day, we will upload the clips. So if you just want to check out the interviews that we're going to have, you feel free to check out those interviews as well. So Wyatt, welcome back to the show. It looks like Grandpa Combs is just put up his walker.
Finally rolled out of bed.
So should we go ahead and welcome on to the show? Of course we can. What's up, Combs? What's going on, man?
What is going on? And I was not eating dinner. I actually have not eaten dinner yet. The cable guy was supposed to be here between 12 and 4 to hook up the new internet so that I could, be looking even better in 4K HD when we stream to YouTube. And he didn't show up till 6 o'clock. So I got my what does for next week.
So Combs, there are three things that concern me there. For one, we cannot stream 4K to YouTube because our streaming service that we use only does it in 720p. So you can have all the high-speed internet you want, but you're wasting your time.
All right. Well, I was trying to be nice and say it was for the show, but it was really for my gaming habits that I like, and I keep lagging all the time. So I was like, you know what? I need higher speed internet. So
right. And then number two, we all know that Grandpa is eating at 4 o'clock, so it is now 8 o'clock here on the East Coast.
My applesauce was warm.
And number three, what is up with that orange shirt, man? That is the ugliest shirt
First
I've
of
ever
all,
seen in my life.
I don't know.
You're
how
grilling
colorblind
him, man.
you
Just
are,
let him come on to the show and take a breath for like 5 minutes.
This is as red gets.
That is orange.
It looks
you are
orange to me.
colorblind, Combs. I had your back, so you said that was red.
Look at the shirt next to the Cubs flag right there. Is the Cubs logo orange?
No.
Okay. The shirt blends right into it.
Guys, let me know if you guys think Combs' shirt is orange there.
Oh
Let us
my
know in
God.
the comments. Tori Anderson says, I like the new music. Tori, I tried to bring some inspirational music to get people like excited to see the next segment, and hopefully that is exactly what I did. So Combs, I'm excited for this next segment, but for the people that are new here, this is a new segment. Tell people what this segment is all about.
You want me to tell people what the segment's all about? This is
I
Wyatt's
said
segment.
Wyatt. What is this new segment all
You
about?
said Combs.
You did say
I meant
Combs.
Wyatt. And then, how about the NFC North fan that doesn't suck? There we go.
Oh, well, then I will tell everybody what it's about.
No, so Liar Liar is just something I came up with a couple of years ago, where I just pretty much you come up with 2 lies and then 1 truth, and I tell everybody else on the show what the 2 I tell them the 2 lies and the 1 truth, and you guys try and guess which one is the truth. So I give you 3 things, and then you guys
They're
got to guess
all
which one's the
sports-related.
truth. Yes, they're all sports related. Yep.
All right, let's go. First
All right.
one.
First one, here we go. So the first one for you today, Frank Sinatra, the singer, has more semi-pro, like farm league, baseball home runs than he does albums. All right, that's the first one. Second one, Michael Phelps, the swimmer, has the world record for the longest putt on camera. Okay? And the third one is Jay Ajayi, the old running back for the Miami Dolphins and the Philadelphia Eagles, now plays pro soccer in Egypt. So here we go. 2 truths and a lie. One of those, I am completely lying to you, and one of those, I am telling you the truth. So we'll start with Buck. And
Let me
Buck,
ask
you
you
guess
this.
what it is.
Let me ask you this question. On the Michael Phelps one, does it say that the putt was made or just the putt was attempted?
It was made. It was made. That's what it says.
The truth is Ajay Ajayi is playing soccer.
Okay. And then Combs.
The lie is definitely the Michael Phelps putting one.
Okay.
I mean, that's got to be a Tiger Woods thing.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean the truth I believe is Jay Ajayi.
Jay, so you both are going with Jay Ajayi.
Yeah.
Well, you both are sadly incorrect.
Oh wow.
So now I'll let you guys kind of pick between the 2 that are left.
Frank Sinatra,
Which one?
huh?
Okay, so you're
Read the Frank Sinatra one again.
okay. So I'll get back to okay. Frank Sinatra has more semi-pro, like farm league baseball teams, right?
Right.
He has more home runs than he does albums in semi-pro baseball.
Wow. Combs, you are a baseball guy. Did Frank Sinatra even play baseball?
He did play semi-pro baseball.
I didn't know that. I got to go with Phelps. That's the truth, I should say.
You think Phelps is the truth? I'm gonna go with Sinatra's the truth.
You're going with Sinatra? Okay, here we
Yeah.
go. So the correct answer is Michael Phelps has the world record for the longest putt
What?
ever
Yes, sir.
on camera. Here's the description. Michael Phelps is an athlete of plenty of amazing records to his name, but you probably never knew this one of them. The legendary swimmer is also an avid golfer, even playing in the Pro-Am at the Phoenix Open in the last couple of years. But the highlight of this sport came back in 2012 at the Alfred Dunhill Links Championship in Scotland. Facing 53 yards to the hole, Phelps whipped out his putter and proceeded to drain a 159-foot bomb that still holds the world record for the longest putt on camera
Because
ever.
So
feel-
now I've got a question because now I'm confused.
Okay.
Isn't this 2 truths and 1 lie?
No. So it's 1 truth and it's called liar liar. It's 2 lies and then 1
Oh.
truth. And you
Oh, I thought it was 2 truths and a lie. My bad.
well. No, you're
My
good.
bad. So let's kind of revert to this Michael Phelps thing. Like I feel like most people that are 53 yards away from the pin, they are probably going to do like a chip shot, right?
Yeah.
I mean
Some
like
kind of a wedge.
he probably putted it on the freaking rough. Like that was pure luck. Like
Probably just joking around.
Is there a green that is 53 yards long?
yeah, no.
I guess
Like
the Alfred
like the pin
Dunhill
made.
Links Championship in Scotland, if there is, that's where it was. It doesn't say
there
which
was-
hole it was.
I'm gonna
It was
have to
53
look.
yards to the hole.
So this is on camera. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
it's got to be on YouTube. I mean, we're
Right.
on
I'm-
YouTube.
the
This
video-
Michael
this
Phelps
is-
putt
The
has to
video's
be
down
on
here
YouTube.
at the bottom. See right there?
Huh. All right.
All right, moving on to the next one. 2 lies and a truth.
All right, so the next one, the final one I have for you all today. Here we go. Derek Jeter made a movie after he retired, but it sucked so badly that nobody in the world even knows about it. Like, it never made it to mainstream, nothing. He filmed it. They looked at it. They were like, this is dumpster fire. The budget on it was a couple of tens of thousands of dollars, and it was just trash, so they cut it off. So that's the first That's the first one. Okay, second one,
Have it all the
Ronald
time.
Reagan loves football so much that he invested in Arena Football League at the time it was created in 1981 during the beginning of his presidency. Okay, that's the second one. And the third is Larry Fitzgerald has more tackles than he does drops in his career.
So
Ooh.
Larry
It's a good
Fitzgerald,
one.
that is
He
a
doesn't drop
great
much.
that is a great one. I don't think he has any drops this year, like maybe one tops. As far as
But how many
Ronald,
tackles does a receiver get in a year, though?
well, think
Got
about
to
this.
throw a
He
lot of
was-
interceptions,
Yeah,
and you got to be the one to get the interception. There's still 10 other guys that could get him.
Well,
But he never played on a Brett Favre team, so I mean, not
he
that many
did.
interceptions were thrown.
But you have to think, who was the quarterback before Kurt Warner on the Cardinals? I mean, you had
Larry
like
Fitzgerald
I don't
didn't play
remember.
before Kurt Warner.
I think he played a couple of seasons before him and Anquan Baldwin.
yeah. Well,
No, not before Kurt Warner. Really?
what I'm saying is,
Well, because-
who was the quarterback with Larry Fitzgerald? Nobody knows because he threw a lot of interceptions. It was
He's had Kurt, he's had Carson Palmer, he's had Rosen, he's had Kyler Murray. That's all the quarterbacks I know off the top of my head. And I'm pretty sure he had Josh McCown for a short stint.
And I'm pretty sure Arena Football did not start until 2000 or 1999. So
Okay.
Ronald Reagan wouldn't have vested in 1981, like you said, because Arena Football was not around then. So
I think arena football's been around a lot longer than you think.
well, but
So
it
do you want
has
me
gone.
to me to just tell you something, okay? I'll tell you this, and this is nothing to do with its truth or a lie, but I will say this just so you know. The Arena Football was founded in 1981. That is true. But that's not like now, I'm not saying that one is true or false, but I will say, just to help you all out, a little hint, it was made in 1981 was when it was founded.
And it's gone bankrupt 3 or 4 times since then as well. So
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to go with Larry Fitzgerald just because I know he doesn't drop the ball at all. Like maybe 5 drops ever in his career, and I feel like I've heard that somewhere. Like I feel like Larry Fitzgerald has more tackles.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go
So
with the.
that's the truth.
What was the first one again? Derek Jeter, right? Has
So
a
Derek
movie?
Jeter made a movie, but it was so terrible that nobody even knows about it. The budget was a couple of tens of thousands of dollars, but they had to just scrap it because the movie was so bad. They just cut it.
Combs, before you say that, if nobody knows about it, why would it be on a two lies and a truth? Come on, think logically here. Use your common sense.
Well, because we're trying to figure out what the one truth is, right?
Exactly. I gotta try and make it hard for you guys. I can't just tell you
So
one that's super
I'm
easy.
gonna go with the Derek Jeter one.
You are?
I'm gonna say he made a horrible movie because he is so
Who
overrated
doesn't, right?
defensively. He's overrated as an actor as well.
All right, here we go. So there is a winner between you two, okay? Somebody did get it correct,
it's Buck.
and it is Buck. All right, Larry Fitzgerald has more tackles at this moment in his career than he does drops. So here is the explanation on this one.
That's
Larry
insane.
Fitzgerald has been a model of consistency through his 16-year NFL career, but this stat takes it to a superhuman level. Larry Fitzgerald has 29 total blocks to his name, or 2 total drops to his name. He has 40 total tackles. It is impressive not only because it shows how reliable he's been as a wideout, but also 40 tackles is pretty darn high for a number for a receiver. Wideouts are often out of play when a turnover happens, so it shows Fitz's determination to never quit, and his attitude is great.
So
There you go.
2 drops in his career. That's
No,
ridiculous.
29 drops in his career.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
But-
still
but
ridiculous
still.
for as long as
Yeah.
he's played.
So, do you guys know if Larry Fitzgerald ever played special teams like early in his career? Was he on the kickoff team or punt team or like anything?
I don't know. I think he was pretty good out of college, so I would imagine probably not. I'm pretty sure he was drafted, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, if he went undrafted, then I could see him playing. I could see him playing for a year or so
Right.
as special teams, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
It is.
yeah, but still, either way, that's just the number of pure drops that he has. 29. Well, he's been in the league like 16 years, right, guys? He's been in there for a while.
Yeah.
So I mean, that is what
That's
2 a
impressive.
season, more or less as like what he's averaging. So guys, we're going to take a quick little break. On the other side of the break, we got some Division I prospects, Will and Jalen, that we're going to interview. Wyatt's going to lead the way with them. First round picks don't play special teams. Come on, Buck.
yeah.
Honestly, I think special teams are more important than sometimes than offense and defense because of the swings of the games. Like if you get a big kickoff return, that's a huge punch in the gut to the other team. Like let's be honest.
So I texted Michelle and asked if my shirt looked orange. And she said, yeah, it actually really does look orange, even though it is red.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that crap. Guys, we'll be right back here on the Man Hour. You and your orange-ass shirt. God, you ugly as fuck.
What is up, Man Hour Nation? It is the Wyatt Williams, and I am here with the Jalen Fairman and the Will Lovings-Watts. What is going on, guys?
You guys are on mute.
You guys are muted.
There you go.
There we go. There we go. What's going on, guys?
It's good.
How was practice today?
It was good.
Pretty good? That's how we like it. Awesome. So, first, I want to start off with you, Jalen. So you just came to Jeffersonville from J-Town, a big transfer. There's a lot of hype around that move, which was a great move for you. So what was that transfer like for you? Kind of just break that down. What was the transfer? What was the process like for you?
Really, I just had to wait till my other school sent over all my stuff. And then I had to get my practices in so I could play.
Now, I saw that the IHSA counted your KHSA practices, which was how you were able to get in for the North Oldham game. Is there a certain number of practices for the KHSA, or is it just kind of show up and play? What's the regulations over there?
We could just show up and play over there.
Okay.
Typical Kentucky, right?
Exactly.
Oh, hey.
So, Will, I'm going to bring up a picture here for you as I ask you this question. So, you've received a ton of attention from Division I colleges. You released this picture of your offers and interests, as we see here. So, what does it mean for you to look at that list and see all these teams that are interested in you? I mean, there's some big schools there, man. Bradley, Louisville, IU, Purdue, and Virginia Tech, some Illinois, too. Some guys that are in the top 25 at this moment. So what does that mean to you to have these people interested in you and wanting them to come play for them?
It's really cool that they're reaching out to me. The coaches text me a lot, and it's really cool that they have a lot of interest in me and stuff.
So hang on one second here. Let's bring up this picture. I see the Wichita State Shockers on on there. Shocker Nation for one. I am from Kansas. I know what Shocker Nation is all about. If you had a chance to go to Wichita, you will love every minute of it.
But whoa. Look.
Hey, that Kansas pride coming out.
Hey, Combs, you shut up.
Illinois, baby. It's all about Illinois, man. You got to come be a fighting Illini. You got to come bring a national title back to the state of Illinois. Because, look, Man, there ain't no ball like Chicago ball. All right, Michael
This is coming
Jordan,
from a Notre Dame fan.
the Mecca. Football. Illinois don't play no football. They play basketball at Illinois. Come on, man.
All right, now that the Kansas person and the Illinois person are done with their crap here, let me tell you what, man. You guys know it, what Hoosier Hysteria is all about, okay? Indiana is the basketball mecca of the world, all right? And wherever you guys choose, you got to stay home in Indiana, right? I mean, that's the main thing, right? No, but for real. But speaking of Hoosier Hysteria, that's a big question I wanted to ask you guys about. What is it like to play in these arenas? I mean, we have some. I believe it's 17 of the 20 biggest high school arenas in the country are located in Indiana. So we have some big ones like Newcastle, Seymour. I mean, there are just 8,000 plus seaters. What is it like to get the opportunity to play in such a huge arena, but especially even during this year while there's COVID and stuff, so there's not any fans? What is it like to get to sit down on the floor and look up and not see as many people up in the stands at the moment? We'll start with Jalen first.
Really, it's different because, like, usually the crowds get you, like, more, like, energy and just, like,
Facts.
more hype. But, I mean, you still got to play either way. Like, even if nobody's at the game, like in Louisville, like some of our games, like during the week, they'll be like how it is now. And there was like no COVID at the time, so I'm used to it. But I mean, either way, you still got to play.
And then Will, you got to play against Romeo a couple of years back. That was your freshman year. So did you played against Romeo, correct?
No.
You missed about 1 year. You did, Jalen. Okay.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like being in an 8,000 seater like that? The whole place, it's sold out. One side screaming, the other side screaming for you. The other side hates you. What is it like to be caught in the middle ground on that? And Will, I'll ask you as well, because you've been there at a packed Seymour Stadium as well. So what is that like? We'll start with Jalen, then we'll go to Will. But what is that like to play in an atmosphere like that where there's 8,000 people around you just screaming?
It's crazy because, like, you really can't even hear nothing on the court for real. Like, it just be, like, loud. I mean, it's fun, though, because, like, it just all the attention on the court looking at you, so it's just fun.
And then Will?
The momentum switches is crazy. Like, one side might hit a three or something going crazy. One school is going crazy,
Yeah.
and you hit it to come down, dunk it or something. And then they go crazy for you. It's just crazy. Like, the atmosphere is just wild.
Absolutely. No, I call games up there every single year, and I can tell you right now, with a headset on, you can't hear yourself talking at times when the whole place goes nuts. Because, I mean, it's like, I believe, I didn't get to call this game, but Romeo versus Floyd Central, just looking back at that game, that was my freshman year. I didn't get to call that one, but I remember they did the sound decibels in it, and I don't know all the numbers on that stuff, but it was like, I think 10 less than Seattle Stadium. Like, and it was a 2,000-seater gym, and they got it that loud. I mean, it just, the atmosphere is electric. It's crazy. And like I said, like, in those headphones, sometimes you got to, like, turn them down real quick because they're, like, blowing your eardrums out. So, I mean, is there any moments where you got to, like, cover your ears or anything? It gets too loud?
Never a time where I had to cover my ears, but there's definitely times where, like, I couldn't hear my coach calling plays and stuff.
Sure.
It's crazy.
So I was actually getting ready to ask you about that. I mean, I never played basketball on that high of like stage, but I played football to where I cannot hear my coach MFing me on just on the sideline, and like I think I played some of my best ball when I couldn't hear my coach because like I kind of didn't care what he had to say. Do you guys think you guys play, more free and more fun, like in the years past when you couldn't hear your coach call like all these plays and zone defenses and stuff like hey man, just let me play? Like, do you think you play better like that?
Yeah, you get more freedom.
You got to really come together with your teammates too.
Yeah.
Right. So
Communication just key in those moments.
Right. You got to come together every play.
So when you guys are looking for colleges and stuff like that, I am a Kentucky fan because my wife makes me. But I have seen Coach Cal. He is probably the worst X's and O's coaches out there. Do you want to play for a coach that is going to try to coach the athlete out of the kid, or do you want to just like, hey, just let me play?
I want to coach to, really like work on my athleticism for sure. I want a coach to like utilize me in the best way that's gonna help the team.
So, Will, you answered the question, and let me bring up that picture again. And I know one coach that would do that for you very, very well.
Yeah, he'd be right here in Illinois, and he would do that for you. He'd let you play ball. He'd let you do whatever. So Will, Jalen, these guys are tossing you guys some softball. So I got 2 questions for you before I let Wyatt take over and go at you guys. The first one here, I'm going to go at you, and I do this with every kid that we have on here. I want to know from each one of you. One guy in the NBA right now you would love to cross up.
LeBron.
Everybody wants to go after the GOAT.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just want.
Jalen, same answer?
Yeah, LeBron.
Probably
All
LeBron.
right,
Okay, so who was the GOAT? MJ,
Jordan.
MJ or LeBron?
MJ.
LeBron for sure.
Oh,
So we got split here. Who said LeBron? I didn't see it.
I said LeBron.
Attaboy. There you go, Jalen. You know what's up over here.
Will's
Yes.
definitely correct. Will's definitely correct. So I think I already know the answer to my next question just by the answer to that question. But Will and Jalen in a game to 21, 1-on-1, who's winning?
Ooh.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that one for sure. I gotta get that.
Okay, well, I definitely love the confidence, but what makes you so confident that you can take Jalen 1-on-1?
I feel like he's too small. You know? He's a pointer, you know what I'm saying?
So basically what you are saying is that if LeBron and Jordan were to play, LeBron would be bigger and stronger than MJ, so LeBron would beat Michael Jordan at 21 too?
Jordan would find a way to beat him 21-1.
Find a way.
Oh my gosh.
So what you're saying is Jalen won't find a way.
But he won't find a way. Exactly my point. He won't find a way.
Will's saying he's better than Jordan right now.
So Jalen, now I got a serious question for you because I have experienced a lot of kids coming from the state of Kentucky to Indiana to play ball, whether that's basketball, baseball, football, which we'll talk about that later. But nonetheless, is it because of the COVID situation that is there, or do you think Southern Indiana just has better basketball than Kentucky?
Yeah, it like over in Indiana, it's like teams will really scout you to every dribble move that you would do. In
Right.
Kentucky, you would just scout who the best player is and just stop them. But over here, they be scouting the littlest stuff that you would do in the game. So it's
So we talked with Will a lot about colleges and stuff. Now, Jalen, I'm sure you have some Division I eyes on you as well. What are some of the offers and interests that you have right now?
I got interest from Columbia, Holy Cross, Miami of Ohio.
Awesome.
So
Okay, awesome. So, both of you, this is the question I was really excited to ask. Will, you've spent some time with Brandon Razor Moore, not only while he was at Jeff, but also before he went to J-Town, but also now that he's back. And then, Jalen, you played with him in Kentucky at J-Town. So, I mean, he's an incredible basketball player, another D1 talent just like you guys. So, what is it like to get to share the ball with another guy on the court like that? Stoudemire is great as well, and all the other guys on your team. But just specifically since Razor Moore, you guys have played with him. Jalen played with him in Kentucky. Will play with him here as well. So what is it like to share a locker room and a court with him? What is he like on the court?
He's hilarious. He's hilarious. He's a great player. He really likes to shoot. He has a great shot. He can shoot it from anywhere. So it's great to play with a player like that.
Absolutely. And then Jalen?
Yeah, he stretches the floor get pressure off of you, really, because you can't leave him open. And if you do leave him open, he's just gonna hit it.
Yeah,
so it's fun to play with him.
So you guys mentioned that. I mean, you guys are all smiles. You guys joking back and forth, talking about Brandon as well. I mean, I've talked to Coach Grants a lot. I spend a lot of time with Coach Grants, whether if it's in radio, TV, I come down to your coach's office and hang out with him sometime and talk to him. I like to pick his brain. He's a really smart basketball guy. but he talks about your all's camaraderie, the teamwork between all you guys, and how great of friends that you all are on and off the court. So what is that like to have great camaraderie amongst your teammates?
It's great because, you know, it's like a brotherhood, you know. We talk off the court, and then when we get on the court, it's even better. You know, we got chemistry on the court. So.
And then Jalen?
Yeah, we just be having fun. Like, we're always with each other. Like, outside of practices, we're always hanging with each other, just laughing and stuff. And then on the court, just fun. When we, like how the last game was, we was winning. We was just having fun out there together.
So let me tell you guys this story real quick. Sorry, Wyatt. But
no, you're good, buddy.
Like,
go ahead.
But like, I played college ball, right? And like, you know, like I was around the football players all the time, and I had these roommates that were offensive players, and they always chirped their mouths all the time. So like in practice, like I was pissed off and I wanted to pop him in the mouth every shot I could get. So, and then like sometimes that went off the court or off the field as well. Do you guys ever have like arguments like off the court and bring it onto the court, or like once you step in those lines, like it is all like, hey, we are here to ball. Like I don't care if you stole my chick or not.
Yeah, we if we don't get into it, it's gonna be on the court. Yeah, right. We don't really get into it off the court, but on the court, you know, sometimes you gotta say some stuff to your teammates sometimes just to get them going.
One of the biggest ego kicks that like I could ever tell the offensive guys, like, hey, you simply just can't catch. You should come to play my side of of the ball. What is the biggest like ego poke to a basketball player?
You're soft.
Yeah.
You're soft.
Yeah.
So
small.
And that's to me why that question earlier with LeBron is so easy, because that man, if you breathe in his direction when he's driving the lane, that man is falling into the first row.
The first row.
Yeah, like a bomb just went off. That man flopped so bad. But
he's the greatest though.
He's not the
real
greatest.
Quick, boy, we got a lot of listeners that chime in, and one of them is Tori Anderson from Wisconsin. Which, by the way, don't let this guy talk you into going to Wisconsin. You don't want to play it's cold up there. You don't want to go to Wisconsin to play any sport whatsoever.
Jesus,
so
horrible.
What part of your game do you think you need to work on most, and does that factor into your college of choice with the coaching staff?
It's a great question.
Jalen,
I think mine is probably my pull-up 3. I need to work on that.
Jalen, what about you?
It's really my shot, because I like offense and defense. Like I just like playing defense really more than offense. So, I mean,
that's rare.
Yeah,
especially in the NBA.
Yeah.
So
right.
So let me ask you this one other question before I let Wyatt take his last question there. Southern Indiana right now has a mecca of players that have come from Southern Indiana. Like we have Trey Hoffman, like we have the Highbreeder kid. We have Colby Barnes that we're having on here in a couple minutes as well. Does that scare you guys like at all in the recruiting process that you may not even be the best player in your area, but like you're getting looks at in Division I schools? Like, does that scare you at all, or does that help you step up the game?
It doesn't scare me. I love to compete. You know, I'm never afraid to fight for a spot. So,
good answer.
I love it, man.
Jalen, you are from Kentucky. Like this is your first time getting a taste of really Southern Indiana.
I went to Jeff my freshman.
He was at Jeff before he went to J-Town.
Okay, so you are a transplant and then back into. Okay, I see now. So basically, you went to J-Town and said this sucks, and then came back to Jeff. Right? All right. Go ahead, Wyatt.
Yeah.
So my last couple of questions for you guys here. The first one, we mentioned it a couple of minutes ago, Coach Grant. It's his first year as head coach at Jeff. How has the locker room atmosphere been? I mean, both of you guys have spent years at Jeffersonville now. You know what the locker room atmosphere was like before. So what is the locker room atmosphere like now with Coach Grant?
I mean, Coach Grant's, he's not afraid to, state his opinion. He's not afraid to say what he
is loud. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, yeah, I like him for I like him now. I really like him. He's a great coach.
Yeah, he pushes his players to be the best they can be.
Absolutely. So, Will, this question's for you. So we've talked a little bit about, or not a little bit, we've talked a lot about Jalen coming over from J-Town, but with his entrance to the team, how has that affected the team so far? We saw he came in for the first time the other night against North Oldham, which, Jalen, you played great, by the way. But Will, you were there before with Coach Grant. What has the atmosphere in the locker room been like now that Jalen has re-entered the team?
I feel like everybody's just ready to compete, trying to get a spot.
Sure.
Jalen really brings the, pushing the tempo and all that to the game, so it really helps.
All right, so my final question for you guys here on this last one. I always try and get a good joke question here at the end, okay? So here we go. You ready? So both you guys, incredible athletes as we know. Both of you guys can dunk. Both of you guys, I swear to God, I told Buck this earlier. I think both of you have springs in your legs and that something else is going on we don't know about. No, just kidding. So in a dunk contest, all right, what is the first dunk you're choosing to use against some of the greatest dunkers in the world? What would be your first dunk be?
Me, I'll probably self-lob and then windmill. Self-lob, then windmill, yeah.
All right. And Jalen?
I'm gonna just cock it back and slam it.
Just knock it down hard?
Yeah.
And then for that final one, okay? You're tied with the person you're in a dunk contest with, all right? Your final dunk, it's got to be the exclamation point that puts you over. So, Will, we'll start with you. What is your exclamation point dunk? What is that final dunk that puts the exclamation point on it and people are like, wow?
I got to put it between my legs.
Good Lord. I don't even think I could jump and put a ball between my legs, let alone bring it back up and dunk it on like a 7-foot goal, man. I'm not even kidding.
Wait,
Why you got like a 2-inch vertical, buddy?
Right?
Yeah, I know it's bad, man. I'm not kidding.
Jalen, what is your exclamation point?
My exclamation, I'm a windmill it.
Windmill it?
Yeah.
There you go. All right, guys, so let me ask you one last question before we let you go. Every high school basketball, it is state championship or bust, right? Like, if you are not thinking that, you are not playing the game correctly. What would it mean to you guys to win a state championship this season for Jeffersonville?
That would be crazy. That would be a crazy experience. Going to sectionals, that was crazy for me. So I can't even imagine going to state.
Right. Do you guys have the team to go to state?
We definitely do have the ability to go to state. I know we had
absolutely. No, Buck, there's a ton of athleticism on this team. Like, these guys are just a touch of it. I mean, then you got Studemeyer as well on the court. He's a great passer and a nice shooter as well. Brandon Razormore, we talked about. That kid can pull up from anywhere. I mean, sometimes I'm calling your guys' game sometime, and he will pull up from like 6 feet behind the three-point line. I'm thinking, I'm like, what's this kid doing? That's the dumbest. And then he hits it, and I'm like, that was great. What am I talking about? That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. But no, there's a ton of athleticism on your guys' team. You guys have Wyatt is dunking on purpose. I got one over there, man. Got on the door. No, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys got the athletic ability. The coaching is there as well. So I'm really excited to see what you guys do in the tournament. Best of luck to you guys for the rest of the year.
And if you guys ever want some schooling on the basketball court, feel free to come over to Sellersburg, and I can put this elbow in the goal all day long.
Oh my God! Stop it!
Thank you guys for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
See you guys.
All right, guys, that is Will and Jalen from the Jeffersonville High School here in southern Indiana. We are going to take a quick little break. On the other side of the break, we got another interview lined up, some more Division I athletes. We have Colby Barnes from the Indiana State University.
Man, why do we say "the" before every college now? Like, it's not even important anymore.
We need sweatshirts that are like where I'll start out. It'll be like on the back it'll say Wyatt Williams, the interview god, and then on the front it'll say the Wyatt Williams interviewing the, and then it'll have like a blank space.
On the
Man Hour will be right over the belly button area. So,
guys, and we will be right back on the Man Hour. Head over to manhourradio.com if you've missed any part of the show whatsoever. On the other side of the break, we got Cody Barnes, Indiana State basketball player. Great interview with him coming up as well, guys. We'll be right back here on the Man Hour.
What is up, Man Hour Nation? It is the Wyatt Williams, and I am here with the former Highlander guard and current Sycamore guard, Kobe Barnes. We give him just a second to get into the shot. We'll all sit here. Here he comes. All right.
There he is.
So, Kobe, how are we doing today, buddy?
Good. I had a long day of practice. Actually, it was a light day today, but now it's time. Rehab, got to ice my ankle.
Absolutely. So, hey, Kobe, you guys are 3-1 in your last 4 games. What has led to the success recently?
All of our guys, we've really bought into our system. We had a meeting together with everybody after the Drake game, and then we went to Missouri State and we lost those 2 games, but we competed better than we had been competing. So I felt like that was key. And then coming into Loyola, it was a short week. It was a short turnaround because we weren't even supposed to be playing Loyola. So we were supposed to be playing Southern Illinois. And it was just everybody really coming in and buying into their role. Nobody being able to be selfish and worry about what kind of shots they were getting, what they were doing, and just coming in and playing as hard as they could.
Which I want to add to the Loyola Chicago game you were talking about there. You had some awesome free throws down the stretch there and an awesome comeback for your team. What was it like to come back in that game?
Oh, it was great. It felt like a tournament game, honestly. I mean, I've never played in one, but that's kind of what the atmosphere was feeling like. And
sure.
Granted, with COVID, it's different because of no fans being allowed, none of that. So being able to play in a game like that, Loyola's a really good team, really tough, really veteran. Everybody on their team, they have 2 guys that played in the Final Four. So
you mentioned sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah, your audio cut out. My bad, buddy. But you mentioned players buying into the system. Greg Lansing is the current coach at Indiana State. What is it like to play for Coach Lansing?
Oh, it's great. I mean, he's a good dude. He recruits good people. He gets on people like he should. I mean, it's Division I athletics. He's got 15 players who are the best player on their high school team. So he's got to manage those egos, and I feel like he does a pretty good job with that.
So flashback to your junior year, you played on a Floyd Central team that beat New Albany for the first time in a very long time. I believe it was, 19 years, was it?
30, I think. Or
30. Oh, my Lord. Whew. All right. So, but that was an awesome game. I was there at that game. I didn't call that game, but what was that atmosphere like in a game where you guys played awesome and beat New Albany?
That was the most fun game I've ever played in, even to this day. I've played against some of the top players in the nation on the circuit, and I mean, just the atmosphere of Southern Indiana basketball. I mean,
Absolutely.
people really nothing like it. You don't get this in California. You don't get this in Florida. It's just different.
That's 100% correct on that. So, Colby, looking at you guys' schedule here moving forward, you guys are playing a lot of back-to-back games versus the same teams. So, I mean that I feel like a lot of that is due to the COVID thing happening, but so like let's say when you play a game and then you play the same team back to back, is it harder to beat that team twice back to back nights?
Oh, it's tough for sure. I mean, in the Valley, it's no days off. I feel like we have one of the best mid-major conferences in the country.
Easily.
And just never going to get a night off. I mean, you go play the bottom team in the Valley, and you look at Illinois State. They're statistically the worst, the ranked the worst team in the Valley, and they just went and beat the top 3 team, by 15. So you don't get a night off. And these back-to-backs, it's hard to beat a good team twice. I learned that in high school, and being able to just playing at Illinois State was a good one for us. We were able to sweep them and get back in the win column. But it's tough because college and high school games are a lot different. Your body's a lot more tired, and it's a lot more wear and tear on the body for sure.
So obviously I never played a basketball in high school or college or anything. So I never had the opportunity to play these games back to back to back. So if there was somebody that I hated, I had to carry that grudge and hatred for a full year till I saw them again, on the just out there on the field. Do you carry a grudge from game to game to game? Let's say, number 9 gives you a little hard, hard shot. Do you carry that into the next to the next night and try to get them back?
Sure. It's one of my bad things about me. I mean, I hold grudges pretty easily against people in general. So whenever it comes to basketball, when do something to me and I don't get you the first night, it's gonna be something the next night for sure.
Now, Kobe,
I freaking love that.
I've been hearing a lot about, because we do a lot of interviews from you guys down there in Southern Indiana playing basketball, the high schools and stuff like that. Now I'm here in Chicago, and we've got places like Farragut where they have Ronnie Fields and Kevin Garnett, and we've got teams like Curie High School and Evanston and Chicago Heights and Lincoln Park. We've got some really good basketball down here in Chicago, and the atmosphere is absolutely insane. Now, everything that I hear about Southern Indiana, though, is that it's just different compared to everywhere else. So I might have to come down there and take in a game to really experience what it is like in Southern Indiana. But what school have you played outside of Indiana that has really given you the best atmosphere?
Playing Ballard. Ballard was they were really good. Their atmosphere, the fans they were all there and they were rowdy, and their gym didn't have air conditioning. And we hadn't played in the gym.
Oh God!
Yikes!
He went there and he got the breaks. Ballard for sure. They're always tough. Really good coach. I don't remember his name, but he's a great coach.
So now, a lot of things that we talk about, a lot of the college athletes that we interview, I always go with the next level, the pro level. All right. And one thing that I always ask the guys is give me the name of one player that in the NBA that you would want to cross up. But I'm gonna change it up on you. Give me one player in the league you would want to cross up that's not named LeBron James.
Everybody says LeBron.
Say Romeo. I want to say Romeo.
I would want to. It would have to be Patrick Beverly.
Pat Bev, the trash talker.
I like that.
I would have to do that to him.
So I am looking at your stats here. I did not realize that you are 225 pounds. Like, I mean, like I feel like I've seen you in like I coached at Floyd and I saw you like your senior year and you did not look that big. Like has the college like stuck that weight on you, or has just life stuck that weight on you? Like where did you get all your mass from?
I came into college at 208, and in the summer I got up to my freshman summer I got up to 210, 215, and then over this past year I gained from like the start of season in November, like start of season November 2020 till November 2021, I gained 10 pounds of muscle, or I gained 10 pounds and only like 0.1% body fat. So I've coming to college, I definitely transformed my body.
Yeah, you worked your ass off 100%.
Sure.
That's
I mean,
great.
these guys up here, they're all in about the players, all in about nutrition and all that. It's really insane, honestly.
So just to add to your point there, I believe from my freshman to my sophomore year, they put about 30 pounds on me, but yeah, I felt slow and sluggish, so I lost about 5 or 6 pounds to like, you know, feel fast again, right? Like, do you still feel as fast and as athletic as you did at 200 pounds versus 225 pounds?
Yeah, this summer I do now, but last year I had a little bit of trouble with it because it was like trying to get used to my grown man body. But this summer I worked out with Kevin Lannon, and like during quarantine I worked out with him, and he's really big
Kevin's
on
the man.
He's special, and being able to work on my explosion, my quickness, and now I'm prior to my ankle injury this past in October, I was probably the fastest I ever was, and I had like a 38-inch vertical. So
Buck and Combs, just to touch on what he said there, Kevin Lannon is a guy in Southern Indiana. He was a physical therapist. Then he became a trainer. He still does physical therapy, but he works out with Kaufman, Cooper Jacoby, all the top athletes in Southern Indiana, just to fill in who Kevin is.
All right, so Kobe, we have listeners always chiming in, and we always tell them if they have questions they want to ask, you know, any of our interviews, go ahead and ask. So Tori Anderson, one of our faithful listeners here up in Wisconsin, wants to know, would you rather break a school record or make a buzzer beater in the tournament against a blue chip school?
Oh, man, that's a tough one.
buzzer beater in the tournament for sure.
It's all about winning, isn't it? Who cares about the record books when you can beat Duke?
Exactly.
Right?
That's one thing that I've noticed.
If you beat Duke on a 3-point shot.
Yeah.
And you got to look future too. If we're playing Duke and I beat them on a buzzer beater, it's probably going to be a lot more people watching that game than
Yeah.
NBA scouts and stuff too.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I've noticed about you guys out there in Southern Indiana. I've been really impressed with the young kids from Southern Indiana and how humble they are and how much more team-oriented they are than personal number-oriented. That's one thing that you guys, I'm not sure, and that's why I've got to come down there and really get a feel for it, because the humbleness in the athletes that we've interviewed from that area, man, it is great to see, and it just makes you root for you guys a little bit more, even when you go to schools that I don't necessarily root for, just because, you know, I'm a Chicago guy, but I still am able to root for you. Like, we interview Zem Mahalski all the time. I'm going to be rooting for Ohio State next week or next season, even though I'm a Notre Dame guy, you know. So it makes it a lot easier, man. So kudos to you and everybody down there for, you know, the humble route that you guys take.
Well, I agree. You guys are humble, almost too humble to like a fault, like just like almost. I mean, like, I've been a coach here at Floyd for 4 years now, and I try to teach some assholeness into my kids, and so let's go back to that buzzer beater shot. After you make that shot, what are you going to do? Are you going to shoot the arrow? Are you going to flex on them? Are you going to stare at the bench? Like, come on, man! Like, what are you going to do, man?
We're talking to everybody. Everybody and anybody next to me, somebody's getting something said to them.
There you go.
That's just how I kind of like operate though. I like to trash talk gets me going. But I won't
Why
start
are you
it.
not playing football, man? Come on. Sheesh.
And I wanted to, but my AAU coach wouldn't let me. I was gonna play my senior year.
Oh,
My
dude,
AAU
you'd have been a freaking baller on the field. Dude, Kobe, I'm telling you right now, Kobe went D1 for basketball. He literally could have been a D1 tight end. Like, his body is built perfect for it. He's a freak athlete, too. He jumps higher than everybody in the gym. Like you said, super quick, 208. And what are you, Kobe, 6'4", 6'5"? 6'6", so even taller. That's perfect
Still
tight
growing.
end build.
Is your goal to go to the NBA?
Sure. I mean, I want to be able to go make enough money so where my mom doesn't have to work anymore.
That's
That's
a great
awesome,
goal.
dude.
So let me ask you this. Question: What NBA player mocks your game the most?
I kind of try to take after a couple pieces from everybody. I like LeBron James' court awareness and his transition. I like Tracy McGrady's ability to score and his craftiness, and LeBron's passing also. So I try to I'm not as athletic. I probably will never be as athletic as LeBron, but if I can just take his pace, or Luka Doncic's pace too. Luka Doncic, I really like his pace and how he can get to the spots whenever he wants, not being the most athletic guy, but still being able to do it every once on the court. And then
I
being
can
able
tell
to
you, seeing you in high school, you have the athletic ability to make it there. Just keep working at it. Why? Any last questions, man?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I got a couple of last here. So you talked a little bit about pro basketball. Let's say the NBA doesn't work out. Would you go play pro basketball in Europe for a possibility?
Sure. I mean, this is my life. I love basketball, and just being able to play anywhere after college is a blessing. Being able to play in college is a blessing. You don't get to play at a high level Division I basketball very often. It's not many people, so just anywhere after college. But the NBA is the goal.
So if after your playing days are over, no matter where this takes you, is coaching a possibility outlook on this? You said basketball is your life. Is coaching a thing?
I want to be a coach. Either come back to Floyd and coach if high level basketball has drained me, or coach in the league or in the NCAA. Somewhere.
Awesome, man. So coming out of high school, you were ranked at 14th in the state. You were a 3-star, and you received a lot of attention from Indiana State, of course, where you're at now, Indiana Butler, Miami of Ohio, Evansville. But that was pre-COVID and all this stuff. So a lot of recruiting now is, guys trying to work through social distancing while recruiting. So kind of just flash us back. What was the recruiting like at that point?
Recruiting was great. I remember one of my favorite visits I went on was Belmont. I went down to Nashville, Tennessee, got to walk around the campus, meet some of the guys. Everybody was out, and they were playing Vanderbilt that night, and the arena was packed. Darius Garland was at the game. It was amazing. And then Belmont won too. So going into the locker room after a win, Coach Rick Byrd, he's legendary. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame for sure. And just being able to see the intensity of a real college game. And I was like, man, I have to get here. This is where I want to be. I want to be. It's actually unreal. Just looking back on it, that's so much fun. And if I wanted to take an official visit to Lehigh, because I know their history with CJ McCollum. So I just wanted to go. I wish I could have taken a couple more visits.
So I had two last questions for you here. The first one I asked to every single player we have on here because it's a real life issue we're all dealing with here, and it's something that everybody can relate to, and it makes you more relatable as well. So we're currently in this pandemic, right? Everybody's dealing with a day-to-day basis, masks, social distancing, all that stuff. But what is it like to play college basketball in an empty arena, just trying to be a college athlete and just a person right now for you as Kobe Barnes? What is it like during this pandemic for you?
Honestly, it's so different. Just going out and playing in an arena that holds 10,000 people, and only seeing my teammates' families and like immediate family, not like cousins, like aunts, uncles. It's got to be like direct. It's weird. And going to class, having class at half capacity at max is just weird. I mean, I hope these vaccines work, and I hope everything that is going on works. I hope whatever solution the government has works, but just as Kobe Barnes, the person, I just try to maintain my positive outlook on life.
Sure.
If it could be worse. Could have been an epidemic that wiped out everybody. So I'm just glad the survival rate is as high as it is, but I'm hoping that we can find a cure or something, a vaccine or something to this soon.
Absolutely. So my final question here, I always try and close it off with some kind of a funny question, a joke or something, but my final question to you here, okay? Of the powerful senior class in Southern Indiana, okay, we got Kaufman, as we mentioned earlier, Jacoby, Highbreeder, many of guys, and many more who I didn't even mention there. So you can use any athlete you want in the senior class here across Indiana. Who would you choose right now to come join you at Indiana State and you guys play out the next couple of years in Indiana State? Who would be? Who was it?
Jake
Highbreeder. So you got to play with Jake at Floyd Central. What was that like, kind of watching him develop?
That's my little brother, man. He was just seeing it's like whenever I saw he committed, I cried. It was like watching my little brother just grow up right in front of me, and he's special kid. He's a great dude. I mean, just being able to play with him, he helped me out a lot. I helped him out a lot, and I'm just glad he's keeping Floyd Central in the know and not letting us drop off.
Absolutely.
Guys, we were speaking with Kobe Barnes. Colby, thank you for taking some time out of your day to join us. Man, get that ankle right. Definitely get it ice and elevated and all that good stuff, whatever the trainers tell you nowadays. But, man, enjoy life. Enjoy the rest of the season. We'll definitely be rooting for you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kobe.
Guys, another humble kid from Southern Indiana. I mean, Kobe Barnes, I was looking at his stats, and, dude, 20, he was 40% from the 3-point line last season.
Yeah,
wow.
His I believe it was his freshman year. They played Louisville at KFC Center, and I remember everybody around this area was dying to watch Kobe play at the Center, because I mean everybody in this area is either a UK Louisville or IU fan, right. So everybody was dying to go see Kobe play. And I remember we were watching, and he shot this three from the corner, and I watched it go up, and I'm like, oh, my God, this is it. He's going to hit the shot. And it hits off the rim, and I'm like, oh, man. And it comes up and it comes back in. And everybody just went nuts. We were like, yeah, just celebrating and stuff. Yeah. But it was really cool to see, because, we got to see Romeo go play at IU and stuff, but I never really knew Romeo. But, I saw Kobe around school and stuff, and Kobe was always a good guy. You can go up to Kobe, embrace him. He's a great person. You can always talk to him, as we just saw there. Like you said, he literally got emotional whenever a former teammate committed to a college, being Jake Highbreeder, we had on this show.
And it wasn't even the same class. It's 2 years younger. So
exactly.
Yeah, yep.
So they're all such good guys.
Those kids down there, man, they are all. Every single one of these kids makes me want to go. As soon as all this stuff is over and they're letting people back into the stands, man, I'm going to see each and every one of these kids play somewhere.
Combs, we'll have to have you down here, dude.
I'm telling you, the biggest knock about these kids is they're almost too humble. I literally have to coach asshole into my kids. I mean,
well, there's nobody better for that. I'll tell you that much. I talk to you off air.
All right, guys, we are going to take a quick little break. On the other side of the break, we are going to get into the bread and butter, a little bit of NFL talk. Of course, you got the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Buffalo Bills and the Green Bay Packers taking on the GOAT, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, guys, we got that right after this on the Man Hour. Welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Blackhouse along with Brandon Combs and Wyatt Williams. Guys, it's been a great show so far. If you missed any part of the show whatsoever, head over to manhourradio.com and the podcast form will be uploaded there directly after this show. And then sometime tomorrow during the day, 8 o'clock, 11, 2, and 5 is when we'll upload the clips from today's show. So if you want to check out the interview with Colby Barnes, go ahead and click on that on the youtube.com/manhour. And make sure to hit that bell icon so you know exactly when the uploads are going to happen. So Combs, Wyatt, guys, we've had some great interviews. We've had some great kids. But It is time to talk about championship football. AFC, NFC championship football is happening this Sunday afternoon. And let's talk about the first game that I wrote down here. We have the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Buffalo Bills. Wyatt, you are the young pup on this show, so I'm going to give you the floor first, man. Who wins this game and why?
First off, I want to start off with this championship week is incredible. It is going to be, both games going to be a showdown. These games are going to come down to the wire. If either of these games end up being a blowout, it would surprise me so much. But I will say, in that being said, I'm taking Kansas City. No disrespect to the Bills, and I don't mean for 2 weeks in a row to not take the Bills, but Kansas City is a different breed offensively. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is this is coming from a guy wearing Davante Adams' jersey. He's the best quarterback in the league. Yes, Aaron Rodgers is a very close second, but as of right now, when Patrick Mahomes is healthy, he does 2011 Aaron Rodgers things, okay? He does crazy, crazy stuff. No-look passes, just throwing the ball over the field, and he can take off with it as well. I know Josh Allen does that, but Patrick Mahomes is just on another level, and if he's 100%, it would be very hard for me to pick Buffalo, which is a franchise historically known for choking late in the playoffs.
So, Wyatt, I hate to break it to you, but when you say Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback, and I'm wearing a Dante Adams jersey, Adams does not play quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers does.
I know that, but I'm just pointing out I'm a Packers fan.
I just want to let you know that. Combs, who do you got winning this game and why?
This guy, we're not even talking about the Green Bay Packers, and he finds a way to bring the Green Bay Packers are going to win the AFC title game. What? Stop talking about the Packers. Every time we talk about football, we could be talking about, let's talk about the Bengals versus the Browns. All right, well, if the Bengals do this, it's going to be like when the Packers play. Stop. You do it every time. God. Anyway, this is going to be the best game of the weekend. This is going to be a down and out, drag 'em out fight. I think both games are really going to be high scoring. But I believe that this one here is going to, remember a couple years ago we had the Chiefs and the Rams go at it on Monday Night Football, and it was just back and forth, and it ended up 54-53 or something crazy. That's what we're going to have here in the AFC title game. These teams are going to go blow for blow. The defenses are going to play as hard as they can, but these two offenses are just too high-powered. These two, if there is one defense out of the two that is going to stop the other one, I'm taking Buffalo's defense over Kansas City's defense. So that's why I'm going Buffalo this weekend. I'm going Buffalo in a very high-scoring game. Buffalo's defense makes a stand at the end to win this game. I'll take a score. Give me 54-50 Buffalo.
Combs. I am a Kansas City Chiefs guy. I am a guy. But you guys have to realize that the Kansas City Chiefs offense this year is not that, quote, high-powered offense that it was a couple years ago. They have only scored 40 points twice this season. They've actually only scored 40 points.
How many times do you want them to put up 40 points? That's an unreal number.
But you guys keep talking about how how powered this offense is. The Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns both put up 40 more points, or 40-point games more than the Kansas City Chiefs.
They all had losses
once. But I'm just saying. So you guys keep talking about how powerful this offense is, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I do agree with you. The offense is great, but they are in a balanced attack. Look at the last time they played the Buffalo Bills. They ran the ball 46 times.
Fuck.
That is going to be the answer to this game, running the football. And basically, I think the first team to 21 is going to win this game because the score is not going to go over 30 points.
Okay, hold on.
Buck.
I wanted to say
now.
there was hold on, Cole. I wanted to say there was not a wrong answer to this. That you could choose either teams, and I think you would be correct. But that was the wrong answer. That was the wrong answer. That was it. That was the one.
I want to ask you this. How many times do you think that the Kansas City Chiefs this year scored less than 26 points in a game?
I believe it was once, maybe twice.
It was three. It was three. And so when you say that they're not a high-powered offense, like I don't understand what in the world you're. This is how their scores went this year: 34 points in a win, 23 points in a win to the Chargers, 34 points in a win, 26 points in a win. 40, 26. Then you ready for this? 43,
First
35,
of all, that 40-point game that
33,
you read was a
35.
loss. They scored 40.
Yes.
They lost.
Oh, so sorry.
32.
So 32. Yeah, they scored 32 in that one. Yeah. So then 26, then 43, 35, 33, 35, 27, 22 against the Broncos, 33, 32, 17 against the Falcons, and 21 against the Chargers.
Okay, if you want to go that route, look at the Buffalo Bills: 27, 31, 35, 30.
I know.
But
I said they're both high-powered offenses.
We're not bashing
I
Buffalo's
said 54
offense.
to 50.
You're bashing Kansas City.
I am not bashing Kansas City's offense, but I'm telling you, they are going to slow this game down. They are going to go to a snail's pace because Patrick Mahomes isn't going to be 100%. And if Chad Henne plays, this game plan works for either quarterback. It saves Patrick Mahomes for the Super Bowl, and it gives Chad Henne a chance to win this game.
If that
they are
is
going to
their
run the ball
goal,
50-plus times.
If that is their goal, to run the ball 50-plus times, they lose this game. And
They lose this game big. They lose it by three.
Why? Because that
46
Buffalo
times versus the
defense
Buffalo
is not
Bills and
going
beat
to
them.
give you 3 first downs when you're running the ball 9 times.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or how you say his name,
Hilaire.
is going to go off in this game. He went off versus the Bills.
Clyde Edwards O'Hare.
Yeah,
What is he playing? Dodgeball?
No, he's playing in the Chicago airport. The freaking
The 5 Ds
airport,
of football: dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
O'Hare.
So with that being said, let's get serious here. He ran for 161 yards versus the Buffalo Bills back in Week 7 or Week 8, whatever day that game was. He is going to do it again when he comes back in the playoffs. He has had, five weeks off. He is ready. He is young. Le'Veon Bell's going to probably get the ball a lot too. And then you have Williams back there still. It's like, guys, they are going to run the ball down the Buffalo Bills' throat. They're going to win 26-21 is going to be the final score.
Oh, God.
Tim Leonard says the Bills will beat the Chiefs if they capitalize on the play action option. Then he channels his inner Wyatt. The moment the Bills set up for a run, the Packers will help the Bills lose yards. That's definitely something that Wyatt would say, for sure.
I can't wait till we get to talk about the Packers, man. I'm going to ramble on here for like 10 minutes.
Speaking of Tim, he did just release a blog over on the manhourradio.com, giving us some picks as well as some betting props and like whatnot. So guys, I had the final score it's a 5-point game, 26-21 or 26-21 will be my final score. Wyatt, what is your final score?
Oh man, that's 35-31.
And you had the Chiefs winning?
Chiefs winning 35-31. And it's on a late touchdown.
Okay.
No.
54-50.
It's on a late screw up from Josh Allen while they're trying to drive down the field.
Okay.
Switch it.
104 points in this game. 54-50 Bills.
That is not going to happen.
Oh my God.
Folks. That is not going to happen.
That's a number, man. That's a
Do you
100.
realize
Oh my gosh.
Do you realize that we are probably the best two teams in the AFC right now that are playing each other?
Yes,
They
and I
both have
realize that your
solid
offenses are
defenses.
absolutely insane. And the Bills' defenses, I'm telling you right now, if this stays to a 30-27 type game, that favors the Bills.
No, it
by
doesn't.
far.
Dude, come on. Are you serious?
No way.
You are
Okay.
predicting 100.
Let me ask you guys a question.
No, shut up.
Who's 8-2 in these playoffs in their picks?
You are.
Whose only two losses are against the Browns?
Combs, you're one ahead of me, and it's because I chose.
Both of my losses have to do with the Browns.
Seattle to beat the Rams.
Yeah.
You're one ahead of me.
Both of my losses have to do with the Browns. I picked them to lose, they won. I picked them to win, they lost. Every other team I've been right about.
It is not hard to get the playoff picks right. Like, let's just be flat and honest.
Really? Then why haven't you gotten as many right as I have?
Because I go out on the ledge and try to pick the upsets. I don't go with the safe pick. Like
I don't go with the safe pick either. I picked the Rams over the Chiefs. I was the only one that picked the Rams over the Seahawks.
Combs, Buck doesn't play it safe. He doesn't just say, "Show up."
Yeah, I know. He plays it safe. He makes King Henry the 7th rated running back heading into the season.
So now back to my point here.
God.
You said this game was going to be 104 points. The Buffalo Bills have scored 17 points and 27 points in their last 2 playoff games. Like, there is no way they're going to are they just going to magically flip a switch and like score 80 points? Like, come on.
This game is, first of all, the last game, I mean, the weather had a lot to do with the impact of this game.
And the weather's going to have an impact on this game too. It's going to be worse.
In Kansas City, you think the wind's going to be worse than it was in New York?
It is supposed to rain and
in Buffalo,
and like wind.
Where they have Niagara Falls?
It doesn't matter. When you get a wet ball on a cold field with a little bit of wind, that is going to rip through your body. Holmes, you are from Chicago. You know when you get a 32-degree wind ripping through your jacket, it takes away your soul. Like, let's be
That is
false.
Honest. I don't get cold because I just spent the last 20 years in Vermont where -15 is the normal temperature. So 32-degree winds do not bother me.
He had a moose in his backyard like half of the time.
If you don't believe me, ask my girlfriend who, when we get in the car every day, she's like freezing and she's got a parka on and she's like, "Oh my God, it's cold. It's 34 degrees. I'm in a hoodie."
Hey,
but still,
for real, I want to bring some up here. Okay, I know this is totally non-sports related. This is way off topic. Okay, but so you ready for this? All right, Combs, you'll probably know this, but I don't know yet. Do you know why Chicago is called the Windy City?
Because it's windy as shit.
Okay, is that your guess?
All the support
Buck?
teams blows.
Okay, the real answer: Chicago got its name, the Windy City, because of the terrible politicians there.
Interesting.
True story. True story.
It would make
Full of
sense,
hot
wouldn't
air.
it, Combs?
Exactly.
What if it was always hot here?
Ooh, call it the hot wind. I don't know.
All right,
go.
let's get to the game where Wyatt's never going to shut up about.
Here we go. Let's do this. Come on, give me that
Moving on
mic.
to the next one, we do
Give it to
have
me.
the Green
Give it
Bay
to me.
Packers taking on the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to kick it to Combs first because he has the most knowledge in this game. Combs, who wins this game and why?
So these are
Say
two really good teams. Two very good teams, two of the greatest quarterbacks of all time going at it. I really like the way that these two championship games are played out because you're going to have, either way, you're going to have a young, up-and-coming quarterback versus one of the greatest of all time, one of the veterans, one of the guys who paved the way for these guys. So I'm really excited to see whatever Super Bowl matchup we get. I do think that the Chiefs versus the Packers would be the best Super Bowl matchup. I think it'd be the most entertaining. However, we are going to get the Buffalo Bills
Shut up.
versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh my God.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Look, I'm telling you right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, not only did they already beat the Packers 38-10, but they beat the Packers 38-10 when the
The
Packers were
Saints
clicking on
throttled the
all
Buccaneers the
cylinders.
first time they played. What happened in
But
the third?
they were beating them when they were on all cylinders. And then what did the Buccaneers do over the course and late in the season? They got better. That's the difference between the Saints and the Buccaneers and what happened between them and the Packers. This Packers, I do believe this is a closer game. It's not 38-10. I'm going to take the Buccaneers here, 34-33. Tom Brady on a last-minute drive does it again, gets to a Super Bowl. The first home team to ever host a Super Bowl is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Tom Brady is going to be the quarterback.
just to add to your point there, Combs, I think there are only 2 games possibly that the whole world wants. They want Tom Brady versus the Buffalo Bills or the Packers versus Kansas City Chiefs. So you are in a narrative on like one thing there.
Look at Wyatt. He looks like he is on crack right now. Like
I'm ready. You got the leash, just like ching, unleash it.
Here's what we do, okay? We end the show right now. We don't let him talk.
I will get on Facebook, on the Man Outer Facebook, and I will rant this out.
So before I give you the floor, Wyatt, Torrey Anderson comes in and defends your Packers here a little bit. Devontae was his first game back after injury, and also there was no Lazard. So
Torrey Anderson is a Packer fan.
Okay, Combs. Let
He's
Wyatt
a smart man's what he is.
Who wins this game and why?
Okay, well, first.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
First off, I'm going to put this up before I start. Okay, so Combs can stare at this while I talk. Packers are winning this game, okay? Go Pack Go. Green Bay is coming out on top. Okay, let me get my little cheese head down here, all right? Right here. This is what's going to happen. The cheese heads are going to go crazy on them, all right? I don't know about crazy, but no, it is going to be a great game. You guys are 100% correct. And I do agree with Buck. The narrative will be Packers, Chiefs, or it will be Bucks and Bills. I could even possibly see a little bit of a narrative for Bucks and Kansas City. But the big one is for sure going to be Packers Chiefs for me, and that's what I'm thinking this one's going to end. That's what I'm knowing this one's going to end as, because the Packers are going to come out on top. Okay, I'm telling you right now, and Combs is going to sit somewhere wherever he is in Chicago, in Chi-Town, in the Windy City, and he's just going to cry his eyes out. He's going to be like, "Why couldn't we have taken Aaron Rodgers?"
We're going to have a great Super Bowl if you're right, and we have the Packers and the Chiefs. We're going to have an amazing Super Bowl. That's not going to bother me one bit.
Combs, if the Packers win
Bears are
the Super Bowl. Combs, if the Packers win the Super Bowl,
yep,
would you wear a cheesehead on the show?
I'd have to buy a cheesehead, and that'll never happen. If you send me a cheesehead, I will
send
wear
you a cheesehead.
If the Packers win the Super Bowl, I'll tell you right now, I'm so confident that the Buccaneers are going to win this NFC title game that if the Packers go to the Super Bowl, our last show before Super Bowl Sunday, I will wear the cheesehead if you send it to me.
Okay, so you guys,
it'll be in the mail.
You guys heard it here first. However, if the Buccaneers make the Super Bowl, it will be the worst Super Bowl ever, because they will fall flat on their faces in the Super Bowl 100%. Because we have seen the Buccaneers, like, I think the Buccaneers Super Bowl was beating the Saints for the first time this season. They almost let out a sigh of relief after they beat the Saints.
Buck,
after
who
Tom
was their
Brady,
quarterback?
Tom Brady.
Enough said.
Okay.
Enough said. He will not let that team fall on their face.
Yes.
He will not. Gronkowski. What do you mean? Who
so
else is on that team?
There's 2 guys that have been to the Super Bowl. Congratulations. There are 50 other guys on that team that have never
51.
even won a playoff games. There's 52 guys on a team. Tom Brady and Gronk -2 is 50.
I thought it was 53 on NFL roster.
It doesn't matter. Either way.
I thought it was 54.
It's 52, I think.
I thought it was 55.
It's actually 110.
Over under on 56.
but nonetheless, Bruce Arians and the rest of the team, rest of the coaching staff,
Good question, Stacy.
Their Super Bowl was beating the New Orleans Saints.
Oh,
Stacey
man.
comes in. What is White going to do if they don't win?
Wyatt, if they don't win, okay, I am going to send you an autographed photo of 8x10 of Brian Urlacher that you need to take down.
Oh, God.
One of those pictures behind you.
I've been looking to take this one down.
And put up this 8x10 of Brian Urlacher for an entire episode. You got to send me the photo back, because my girlfriend will kill me if I lose that photo. But if the Packers lose the NFC title game, you have to do the show with Urlacher behind you.
All right, deal.
Put him where that mini Packers helmet's at, so we see him nice and clear. But
right
guys,
here where this is, or right there, yeah. It's right in the shot.
I like it.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump back to the game here. Like I was saying, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that was their Super Bowl beating the New Orleans Saints. It is simple as that. With that being said, there is going to be a big letdown versus the Green Bay Packers. They don't want to go from sunny Florida to freaking Lambeau. Who wants to play at Lambeau in the NFC Championship game? Absolutely nobody. It is going to be cold. It is going to be snowing. Yada 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 yada. So with that being said, you guys keep saying all these high scoring games and whatnot, like 104 points, 80 points in a game. Like, no, this is going to be another low scoring game. 17-13 is the final. Green Bay wins. Aaron Rodgers throws for 2 touchdowns, and Mason Crosby kicks the field goal.
Well, guys, every time you've picked against me in these playoffs, I've won. So,
yeah, well, it's changing this time.
That being said, we're gonna have Bills and Bucks in the Super Bowl.
What about the Browns versus the Chiefs? You picked the Browns, right? We picked the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's right. We did.
What about the Browns versus Steelers? Who
I
won
picked
that?
the Browns.
Okay. So when me and Wyatt go together, we are 2-0. I just want to point that out there.
You guys did not pick the Browns in that game.
We picked the Steelers to beat the Browns. We picked the Chiefs to beat the Browns, and you picked the Browns to upset both those guys.
Yeah, the Browns did upset the Steelers, though.
We are 2-0. You're 0-2.
What?
So what are your guys' final scores? Why? What's your final score in this game?
Final score is going to be 31-28, Green Bay, on a last-second field. Like I saw somebody in here said it. Let me pull this one up here.
Timmy.
It was Tim Leonard. Yes, I saw it here. It was.
I got it.
Okay, there it is. Yeah. Yes, Mason Crosby. Mason Crosby. I don't think he's missed one regular season. All right, I don't think he's missed one field goal all year. Might have missed one, but that's it. He's a great and reliable kicker, a seasoned vet.
What about
so
PATs?
I trust, huh?
What about PATs?
I think he might have missed one. Hey, it's not Harrison Butker over here, okay? Harrison Butker couldn't hit an extra point to save his life, but if my life was on the line, I would want him hitting a 60-yarder, okay? How that makes sense, I have no clue. But anyways, you know what? The Chiefs need to go ahead and just like get a couple of delay of game penalties and just back him up. Just get like 4 or 5 delay of game penalties, back him up 20 yards, and have him kick from there, and he'll hit it. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Get back on
Torrey
focus,
Anderson,
Mr.
you have it right
ADD.
there. You jinxed it. He is going to miss a field goal to lose the game. He is going to go Buffalo Bills 1994 and go wide right.
No.
Laces out, Finkel.
So Wyatt, you had them going 31-28 was their final score, right?
Yep.
Combs,
Crosby on a game winner.
Combs, what is your final score?
I've got 34-33 Bucks.
All right, guys. So Combs is going to go 0-2 this weekend. Wyatt and Buck are going to go 2-0. Either way,
what's your score, Buck?
I had 17-13. I have another low-scoring game. I think both championship games are going to be low-scoring. Any thoughts on that, guys?
I think you're crazy. You got
especially with that really Chiefs and Bills game. Especially with, it's literally 4 powerhouse offenses with some decent defenses. Basically how it is.
The Buffalo Bills and Bucks have some of the top defenses.
That Packers defense is suspect at best, and we've
just
seen
the run defense. Our secondary is ridiculous.
But we've seen the Tampa Bay defense, which is really good, also have some really bad games as well.
Yeah.
So I think I'm telling you, I just think it's an offensive weekend.
All right, guys, we're going to take our last break. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk a little bit of NBA talk, and we're going to basically talk about super teams. Are super teams good for the NBA, good or bad or indifferent? Guys, let us know in the comments what you think about super teams, but we'll be right back here on the Man Hour. And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckhouse along with Brandon Combs and Wyatt Williams. If you guys have missed any part of the show whatsoever, head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the podcast form of the show. If you're watching us over there on YouTube, hit that like button right now and subscribe as well. Also on Facebook, if you're watching us on Facebook, like and subscribe as well. If you like to just single out a simple spot of the show with some interviews or some NFL talk, some Major League Baseball talk, head over to youtube.com/Man Hour and just click on the clips playlist, and you can pull out each and every clip that you guys want to listen to. So guys, I think we've had a great show. We've had some great interviews. We had Jalen and Will from Jeffersonville High here in Southern Indiana. They're going to probably be Division I athletes as well. We had Indiana State basketball player Kobe Barnes, that guy's 6'6", 225.
I'm telling you, man, he's got to go play some college football.
Yeah.
And Man Hour Nation, I usually tell you guys this at the beginning of the show, but you are listening to the best damn sports radio show on the planet. I don't care what nobody else says. I don't care what nobody else. You watch this show for a full week, and I'm telling you right now, you will never want to watch another sports talk show in your life. We are the best damn sports radio show on the planet.
We definitely had the most fun too. So
yeah.
I've literally had to pee for the last hour and 40 minutes, but I refused to get up. So
no, I was texting Jalen and Will during the break and stuff, and they were like, dude, that was so much fun. And I was like, that's what's so great about this show is we're not censored, we do whatever we want, we have a great time all the time. And they were like, dude, that was so much fun, that was awesome. I told them, I was like, hey, come back whenever you want.
Hey, you guys can come over to Floyd Central and play football, and I'm like that 24/7. So a little soft recruiting, I like a guest. Stacy says you guys are the best.
Thank you.
Yeah, Stacy, thank you for your support. Stacy, this is the first time I've seen her in the chat. She's been here all
she's
week.
My grandma who hosts all the watch parties. It's my grandma's really good friend, so she's always in the watch parties and stuff. So she's always here, but we can't see the watch party comments and stuff. But yeah, she's been here.
All right, guys. So, like I said, we have talked some high school basketball, some college basketball as well, along with the interviews, and we just got done some NFL talk. We do have championship weekend coming up, but let's go ahead and switch over to a little bit of NBA. We don't talk a lot of NBA on the show, but one thing that I wanted to bring up is obviously the Harden trade happened last week. This is his third or fourth game now with the Nets, and over the last, 10 to 12 years, we have really been seeing these super teams, right? We saw LeBron James go down to Miami Heat with Wayne and Bosh, and then we had the Golden State Warriors with me, and of course they drafted their super team, but then KD went there. So we see these pods of super teams that basically kind of form up every 2 years, and they spread out, and they form up again, yada. Wyatt, you are the basketball guy here on the show, so. First things first, do you like super teams in the NBA?
I don't mind it because I think that in all sports you're going to have super teams no matter what. We can look at football, for example. You have teams like Kansas City, of course, has a lot of high-powered players who we've talked about earlier in the show. But, honestly, I don't mind it. I have always been someone who, a lot of people gave Kevin Durant hate whenever he went to the Golden State Warriors. A lot of people gave LeBron when he went to Miami a lot of hate. I have never been one to down someone for looking to better themselves. I've never been one to be like, think about it. Put yourself in their shoes. If you're Kevin Durant and you can't win a title in OKC because you don't have the pieces, but this team in OKC is going to pay, or this team in Oakland, Golden State is going to pay you more money, and you're going to win several rings. You're going to get a Finals MVP. You'd be stupid not to go. Okay.
So hang on 1 second. So let's flash back to that NBA Finals. It was Oklahoma State versus Golden State, and the Oklahoma State Thunder took them to 7 games, if I'm not mistaken.
They did. OKC had a 3-1 lead on them, and then the Warriors ended up coming back and winning it, and then they went on to the title game and lost. But Kevin Durant was still playing for OKC whenever they had that 3-1 lead. When he left is whenever they fell apart.
True. Okay.
But that's
the super teams are I don't really care. My favorite thing is watching the super teams lose. When the Miami Heat only won 2 titles, that to me was amazing.
They played a super team though, and now they shouldn't have lost to Dallas though. You're correct. But they played a good team in San
But
Antonio.
that Dallas team beat pretty much 3 super teams on their way to the title.
Yeah.
That Dallas team was ridiculous that year.
Yes.
So I love watching those teams beat those teams. Like last night, the Cavaliers, the lowly Cavaliers, taking the new super team, the Brooklyn Nets, to double overtime and beating them. Like
Colin Sexton is a dog.
Yeah, I love watching stuff like that. Now, I kind of agree with Tori Anderson here, who says, not a super team fan, competitive balance is out the window with it all. You bargain too much of your future with it. I do agree with that.
Sure.
And I think that kind of hurts, is what hurts your legacy for like a guy like LeBron James, who wants to be compared to, well, I wouldn't even say that, because LeBron doesn't want to be compared to anybody. We kind of, the media and the fans kind of give that, moniker to him. Are you Michael Jordan? LeBron just wants to be the best LeBron, and that's evident from early in his career when he said, we lost, but I'm still going to go to my big old house with my beautiful wife, and you're still going to have to go to work tomorrow. That's
Exactly.
LeBron James. Michael Jordan would have had a completely different press conference, and I think that's what separates the two. And I think that's what separates the mentality of, teams from the 80s and 90s to teams of now, is because the generations are just different. The idea of winning a ring and teaming up with a bunch of other all-stars to do it, fine, great. You get your ring. But to me, it's a little bit more watered down than, if you were to do that and lead a team like how Michael Jordan did. I mean, yes, he had Scottie Pippen, but beyond Scottie Pippen, they just had a
Dennis
bunch of role
Rodman,
players.
Horace Grant. He had a ton of guys.
How did the Bills not have a super team?
He had a super team. He was the original super team.
First of all, Dennis Rodman was a very, very good rebounder. He was a very, very good defender.
He was the best rebounder of all time.
Yeah, but he was on one side of the floor. You weren't giving him the ball on the offensive side of the floor.
He was still a pretty good offensive piece.
But
He was
it's still,
decent
it's
offensively.
still, but in today's NBA, it's the opposite way around.
But you're not giving the ball to.
You can give Kyrie and James Harden the ball all day long because they're going to shoot the lights out. But go
you can't
find
give the
them
ball
on
to
the
J.R.
defensive
Smith
side
or
of the
Rajon
floor.
Rondo.
You can give the ball to Rondo because he's a facilitator.
Well, but he's going to pass it. He's not going to take the shot.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, those are key players. Like a Rajon Rondo right now is what a Bill Wennington or a let's go to his size. Let's go John Paxson for the Bulls back in the day. He's a guy that is going to pass the ball a lot. He's going to facilitate, and every once in a while he can hit a shot for you. I mean,
so let me jump in on this conversation here a tad bit. The problem with the NBA is literally one player can make you from worst to first. So, like, let's say LeBron James would go back to the Cavaliers, like right now, they would instantly be in playoff conversations just because of that one player. With that being said, it is so easy to make a super team because there is talent across the whole NBA. So let's say right now, if LeBron James would go back to Miami Heat already has a pretty good team down there. They got Tyler Hero, they got Jimmy Butler, they got the other guy from Kentucky, Bam. Right? Yeah, and then if you add LeBron James to that team, just one player,
championship.
That would in theory be, quote, a super team because of Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero, right? So the term super team is really hard to facilitate.
Right.
Now, if you have 3 guys from separate teams going to one team to make a super teim, that would be classified as a super team, right?
And let's stop talking about, Jordan was the original super team, because you're out of your mind, because that just shows that you're young, Wyatt, okay? Because
they had
the original,
to add Horace Grant to beat the Detroit Pistons.
He had three Hall of Famers on the same team.
Right.
In their prime.
And what about the 80s Lakers? Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Did you forget about that team? That was a super team before the Bulls were a super team.
Right. You are.
They were not the original super team. There have been super teams beforehand, but these are players that were drafted by their teams. These were not guys who said, hey, why don't you come play with me? Hey, why don't you come play with me? Hey, this is not, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James playing on Team USA saying, hey, you know what would be really cool? If we brought this really good all-star team to a team in the NBA and won some championships. And that to me is a huge difference from what they did in the 80s and 90s to what they do now.
So if you want to talk about that Miami Heat team, D. Wade was the only player like at that time that had a championship ring on that team, if I'm not mistaken.
Because of Shaq.
Yeah.
That's because of Shaq. Yeah.
So when you bring a young LeBron and a young Chris Bosh onto a team, yes, LeBron James was probably arguably still the best player in the NBA, but Chris Bosh was really overlooked. I don't think they even had him ranked in the top 15, top 20.
Chris Bosh was a huge player out of Toronto. I mean, Chris Bosh was.
But I'm saying he was overlooked and overrated because he was in Toronto.
He was overrated for sure. He was definitely the smallest piece of the big three. But at the time, I mean, he was a legit, triple-double guy all the time. I mean,
because he was in his prime in Toronto. That was the problem with Bosh that everybody had was when he was in Toronto, he was so dominant. He was in his prime. It was prime Bosh. It was what you expected to see every single night. Then he goes to Miami, and he was still great. Don't get me wrong. I loved Chris Bosh. But he kind of exited his prime as we watched him in Miami. His years winded down. Same with D. Wade. D. Wade's prime ended.
Too. Yeah, but I think a lot of it, too, is that when they got into that team, I think what they thought was they were about to walk over the NBA. And that just was not the case. You don't think that not one, not two, they thought they were going to walk over the NBA?
I think so, especially if you watch that presentation whenever they all come out on the stage and there's fire and pyrotechnics. And a lot of people look at the big three, but you also can't forget Mario Chalmers was a nice role player on that team, and old, way out of prime, Ray Allen was a nice addition on that team. You had it was all old players, and that's what we see from LeBron a lot. He loves guys. Yeah. Well, but I will say, though, I don't remember who it was. I think it was one of you guys that mentioned it earlier that the NBA is watered down because of super teams. But also in the playoffs, it's not a super team versus I don't know, the Orlando Magic or the Bulls now, just a terrible team. You're playing other super teams that have been assembled, especially in that championship game. I mean, we can literally look at any year in the last probably 10 years, and there is at least two guys on that team who are just all-star players. That's how you get there. You got to have two guys that are just ridiculously good.
And that's why I said I don't think the super teams always work, is because I think that they get that mentality that they don't have to work as hard as they did before they became the superstars to build a super team. It's a lot like the same thing in baseball. Once you get these superstars that make these big contracts and all of a sudden disappear. How many of these big 10-year contracts absolutely pan out for these guys that they sign up?
Bryce Harper.
You look at a guy like Bryce Harper. Yeah, Bryce Harper has more strikeouts than hits.
Alex Rodriguez.
Bryce Harper has more strikeouts than hits in his 2 years since he signed that contract.
Yes.
So let me bring up this comment from Tori. Guys, we got 1 minute left before our time's up here. Tori says the only recent legend that would thrive in both generations is Kobe. And I think
LeBron.
I think LeBron would thrive in both too.
No, he wouldn't.
He's an incredible athlete. He's the greatest athlete we've probably ever seen.
He is an incredible athlete, but what did we ask Will? What's the worst thing you could be told as a basketball player? You're soft. Bron's soft on the court, man.
Combs, we got to have this debate soon, dude.
He is only soft because of the referee calls. Like you have to play to what the referees is called.
I can pull up pictures right now on my phone.
They're going to do it.
I can pull up pictures right now on my phone of LeBron going into the lane. He has a hand on the face. He's getting tackled. I
can pull up pictures on my phone when Jordan was driving the lane and he was upside down because he was getting body slammed.
No, he absolutely was. And the bad boy Detroit Pistons bullied him. I'll go super quick with this, I promise. Bad boy Detroit Pistons bullied him, absolutely. But LeBron has been bullied too in his career. I mean, LeBron doesn't just walk into the lane and they're just touch, foul. He's taken some shots.
That is very, very true. But guys, that's going to be it for the Man Hour. Head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the blogs. Pick up some merchandise as well. And just overall subscribe to the website as well. If you miss any part of the show whatsoever, check us out on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio as well. See you guys next week or on Saturday on Big X Sports Radio at 9 a.m. here in Louisville, Kentucky, 96.1. Holmes, send us out, man.
Man Hour Nation, LeBron is soft. Rise up.
The only thing that's soft is Combs' midsection.